Welcome back to your AI News Roundup. Today, a governor who once championed a $20 billion AI data center just signed an order clamping down on the next one. Amazon's book scanning operation gets tracked door to door with an AirTag, and the U.S. government gives federal agencies 3 days to patch a critical AI bug already turned into a cryptomining botnet. Let's get into it. 18 months ago, Pennsylvania's governor was fast-tracking a $20 billion Amazon data center. This week, that same governor, Josh Shapiro, signed an executive order doing almost the opposite. Every new AI data center in the state now needs a signed consent order before breaking ground, covering local approval, who pays for new power lines, water use, and local hiring. Data center projects are pulled from the state's fast-track permitting program entirely, and NDAs on these projects are now banned outright. It's a rare case of a state watching its own AI build out up close and deciding the terms needed to change, not just for developers, but for the towns living next to the substations. Moving on, 404 Media wanted to know where Amazon's book scanning operation actually gets its books, so they dropped an AirTag inside a box of roughly 1,000 rare books and watched where it went. From California, through Milwaukee, a Kenosha warehouse, a Colorado truck stop, and finally an Amazon facility in Las Vegas dedicated to scanning books for AI training. Workers there describe the process simply: cut the spine off, scan the pages, digitize the contents. Amazon confirmed it buys books through commercial channels to improve its products, but wouldn't say how many or which ones. For anyone who cares about rare books as physical objects, that's a quietly unsettling trade to watch play out. Story number 3. Microsoft has spent roughly $280 billion building AI infrastructure since 2022. According to a Guardian investigation into internal documents, that spending has produced 2.2 million AI chips installed worldwide, well short of the 6.4 million experts say the company's own data center capacity should require. Satya Nadella's explanation is that the bottleneck isn't chips, it's what he calls warm shells, meaning powered, ready buildings, pointing to delayed sites like Fairwater in Wisconsin. Microsoft calls the Guardian's math flat out wrong. Investors weren't fully convinced either way. The stock dropped about 3% on the news. When a company's own numbers become the story, that's a different kind of AI headline than a product launch. Fourth up, OpenAI just shipped a version of ChatGPT built for 13 to 17-year-olds, and the restrictions are notable for what they explicitly block: suicide, self-harm, and anything romantic or sexual, with age prediction routing teenagers into the mode automatically. Parents can set quiet hours and get notified if the system flags a high-risk conversation, and a study mode walks a student through a problem instead of just handing over the answer. This isn't a routine safety patch. It's arriving while OpenAI faces lawsuits tying ChatGPT conversations directly to teen self-harm cases, which makes this less a feature update and more a company trying to catch up to real harm already reported. And finally, the U.S. government's cybersecurity agency just gave federal agencies 3 days until August 20th to patch a critical flaw in Ray, the open-source AI framework Amazon, Apple, and OpenAI use to scale machine learning workloads. The bug scores 9.4 out of 10 on severity and lets an attacker pivot from a malicious website, through your browser, to execute code on any exposed Ray instance running an outdated version. Researchers at Oligo say this isn't theoretical. A campaign called Shadow 2 is already converting hijacked NVIDIA GPU clusters into self-replicating cryptomining botnets. 3 days is an aggressive deadline, which tells you how seriously CISA is treating an actively exploited hole in AI infrastructure most people have never heard of. That's today's roundup. If stories where AI collides with the real world are the ones you want more of, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Wherever you're building, deploying, or just trying to keep up with it all, stay safe out there and take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.